Monday morning at Lantern HQ in Hertfordshire, where company boss Craig and his team
is at the one awaiting location
are fielding calls from drivers in distress across the southeast.
They've been for a wind shout.
When a code red emergency comes in,
so as we get someone reviewing 60 to 90.
rescue op Mary Newham, who's on her way to another job, is immediately redirected.
We've been diverted because we've now got an 8-wheeler that's in a town centre driving along on the tarmac. The road has given way under the back 2 axles and it is literally fallen through. But the trouble is that when a sinkhole opens up, they tend to carry on opening and you'll literally see the soil crumbling around. They literally just keep getting wider, deeper.
In Wokingham, a road has collapsed beneath a 15-ton water tanker. The gaping sinkholes already swallowed the lorry's rear near-side wheels. Roads have been closed to traffic, and there's concern that the lorry could sink further into the hole at any moment.
We need to get a move on getting to this job. It's sitting on utility pipes, and if any of those are possibly electrics or gas, it's potentially quite a serious situation. You could even be looking at evacuation.
Over her 14-year career, Mary's got her fair share of trucks out of deep holes. But even with 16,000 vehicle rescues under her bonnet, today feels different because she's not driving her usual wrecker.
Not in my beloved truck today. I had a big job the other day, winch out, and we were winching for quite a good few hours, and what can I say? I think the wiring got a little bit hot and gate melted, and she's number way being fixed. This truck's very, very different to drive. It's an automatic gearbox on it, and it's on air suspension all round. So I spent the last 3 days getting seasick in this because it used to banging and bumping on my steel springs.
The ride on Mary's 6-wheeler MAN GTX 580 might be smooth as silk, but the impressive 40-ton lifting power of their heavy wrecker's top boom is all about true grit and strength.
Just getting up on scene now. Oh, it's sunk. It is sunk.
Rookie recovery op Stu is already on scene. But before moving their wreckers in, Mary wants to assess the sinkhole.
Freaking hell, it goes way, way up in front of it.
Yeah.
That hole goes way forward.
Yeah, it's both axles are in. But it's just resting on the anti-roll bar this side.
It's not good news.
This sinkhole is travelling right along quite a way towards the front of this vehicle. There's a complete open cavern right through to the front axles. This vehicle is now really unstable. The front end could go in at any time. The other thing that we've got to keep in mind here is that we actually keep both the wreckers safe during this job and don't put them through the floor. Sinkholes do have a tendency to just change literally dramatically quickly.
Before beginning the rescue, she must also find out what utilities are buried in the hole.
Green one is virgin, apparently, or
right.
cable. And then you've got the grey one back here, or bluish.
Yeah.
Right, which is BT.
Mary and Stu know that 2 are carrying fibre optic cables, but several pipes remain unidentified.
We got a network of pipes under here that are all varying colours. So at the minute we're doing a suck and see of green we think is fibre optic, blue we think is BT, and then black. What's black? And they've come back and said sewer. I'm like, ooh.
A burst sewer pipe would be messy, but Mary and the gathered council officials know
I am concerned about what's going on under it.
that there could just as easily be an unseen gas line.
This gas is going to be kaboom.
Yeah.
And if the lorry falls in and fractures it, the result could be catastrophic.
Gas is my concern. We're in the middle of a town centre.
Exactly, and the fact that there's a lot of fibre optics and everything down there that can easily spark.
Nice. If any of these are like gas pipes, the situation has become a whole lot worse and very dangerous very quickly. We need to have all of this information before we effect any lift or move any heavy vehicles into the area.
The risk of the lorry falling in even further and causing a chain reaction igniting a gas explosion is all too real. And in a busy town centre, everyone's safety is now at risk.
We've got a building site opposite with everyone wandering around smoking and that. You just... It's hard to contain an area like this because they literally come... I mean, even though the road is now shut down, there's pedestrians arriving from every angle that are still filming it because it looks exciting.
For their own protection, the area is sealed off to the general public.
Excuse me! No! That... Whoa! Round the other side, please. Please, this is really dangerous here.
But not everyone is taking the situation seriously.
Yeah. Do your head in.
And for Mary and Stu's own safety, until they get confirmation that the sinkhole doesn't contain a gas pipe, the only thing they can do is fall back.
We're stood still at the minute because I want the gas board involved to find out where gas pipes are on this road.
Buildings and nearby car parks are being evacuated because with the sinkhole threatening to blow, it won't just take the water tanker with it. A blast wave could take out the surrounding office blocks too.
It's the one utility that's very volatile, and until I know that for sure, it's not appropriate to move onto that ground.
Coming up,
Oh God, that's it.
a horror crash
Almost missed it.
sends a beamer headfirst into a hedgerow.
There's nowhere you want to be on a Wednesday morning.
Need to be very vigilant of traffic coming,
Jay takes on a dangerous roadside recovery.
especially when you're working on the offside of the vehicle.
And at Mary's collapsing cavity, there's an explosion of emotion.
Would you like me to do it? I've got airbags. What? I've got airbags.
In Wokingham, recovery ops Mary and Stu are attending a major incident.
That hole goes way forward.
A 15-ton water tanker has been swallowed by an unstable sinkhole.
It's just resting on the anti-roll bar this side.
The police and fire brigade are on scene, and surrounding roads have been closed. But Mary and Stu can't start their recovery.
Gas is my concern. We're in the middle of a town centre.
There's a lot of fibre optics and everything down there that can easily spark.
Because there might be an unseen gas pipe hidden within the hole,
This gas is going to be kaboom.
Yeah.
which could explode at any moment. A gas inspector has just arrived.
We've got the gas board here now, so he's now assessing and looking for where the gas lines are, and he can also be the authority to say whether he feels that we need to be switching gas off or not before we start lifting.
After an inspection, the gas board confirmed that instead of running in the hole, gas pipes are located alongside it, beneath the pavement.
It's now deemed that utility-wise we're okay under the ground, so it's a case of now go and do the job we do. Do best.
What lurks within might not be explosive, but the unstable hole and teetering lorry still pose a very real threat to the safety of Mary, Stu, and their recently arrived incident manager, Sean.
The hole runs all the way up. We've only got the tarmac and nothing under it all the way to the second axle.
Oh, nice.
It's unstable all around it.
Before they can start their rescue, Sean must decide in which direction he wants to remove the tanker from the hole.
You tell me your thoughts. I've got a thought on how to get it out. You tell me yours.
Top boom should reach to that here, shouldn't it? If we back all the way up, top boom up.
You could be ending up with a catastrophic swing forward doing that.
Because the ground surrounding the sinkhole is so frail, choosing a safe path away from it is a gamble.
We'd like to move it sideways, but the ground's unstable, and to move it forwards, the ground's unstable. Coming backwards isn't an option because the front falls in the hole, so...
Oh, there's pros and cons to life, isn't there?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. One's not any better than the other to a degree. It's just agreeing on the one we're going to try and giving it a go.
With no favourable options.
Right. Speak to me.
Sean ponders one of the riskiest decisions of his career.
Try going forward. As long as we miss that utility, we give
Plan made to pull the truck forward.
Just put my truck into position.
There's no alternative but to bring Mary's 25-ton wrecker within feet of the sinkhole's brittle boundary.
We're going to look at putting strops onto the casualty vehicle at the back, lifting it up with my crane, and then dragging it forward with the other truck and mine lifting it out, trying to get it clear of the hole. Neither way is a great deal, to be honest.
To get the teetering tanker clear of the hole, it needs rigging underneath with chains.
Everything under here is as soft as putty, but everything forward of there is nothing. There is that much tarmac.
The fragile road surface is liable to collapse at any moment. But despite the risk, someone needs to crawl under the tanker.
Just putting the chains over to start getting ready for the front low pull.
And Stu bravely takes on the vehicle's front.
So we can try and free this thing out of its hole.
Okay, that's not how I had it, Stu.
Okay.
Just over the spring behind the axle.
Once Mary's happy with the tanker's front rigging,
Over the top of the spring.
Yeah, so it comes down and under.
Down and under.
she heads down to the rear, where Sean is attaching lifting chains onto its chassis.
We're hooking the chain onto the chassis rail. My job is to check that everyone's doing everything correctly. Is it sorry?
Fucking chains are doing my nothing!
Yeah, I think he's getting angry with it.
Fucking thing.
Would you like me to do it? I've got airbags.
What?
I've got airbags.
To achieve an even lift,
It needs to be a straight line pull up so it doesn't foul on anything.
the other side of the tanker's chassis also needs rigging with chains.
Rigging up the other side is going to be the really hard side because it is literally on a hole. Anyone that's going to go in under there, if it collapses anymore, there's no room or anywhere to go.
Despite the danger, Mary courageously crawls under the 15-ton dead weight.
Is that going to foul on that? 2 bolts it's got on it. You just like, okay, I'm going to shoot in there quick, get it on and get out of there really quickly. It was a case of like having to move quickly, but having to move really, everything we did had to be careful, gentle, don't bang or bump anything.
And with Sean leaning through a wheel arch to lend a hand, both recovery ops are risking everything.
How solid is that? Is it solid?
Because every single passing moment could be 1 second closer to disaster. At Crouch HQ in Leicestershire, the team is busy taking calls from drivers in distress across the Midlands.
The 25th and the 26th.
What kind of lorry is it?
The latest is from the owner of a crashed car.
Hello, thanks for holding. How can I help?
A job to which recovery op Abang Masango is immediately dispatched.
There's a car that had just gone off the road into a ditch. From what I've been told, this vehicle is on its side.
On a rural main road, a high-performance BMW has been involved in a road traffic accident. No one has been seriously injured, but the vehicle hasn't been so lucky. It's left the crumpled 3 Series lying in a roadside ditch.
We don't know how easy we're going to get it out. And that's the interesting thing about this job that I admire so much. The set is just around this area now, which I'm driving, so, and it's in the ditch. So we just have to keep an eye. Oh God, that's it. Almost missed it. This is amazing. This is quite the head scratching one. It's down in the hedges, down in the ditch.
Barely visible, the car is not only in the mire, it's entwined in thick undergrowth.
Yeah, actually I never expected this.
And it's also upside down.
They just told us it's on the side, but it's actually on its roof. There are a lot of branches and trees around. It might be very difficult for me to winch it out.
But with 11 years experience and more than 8,000 rescues, Abang's determined that this difficult rescue will not defeat him.
Definitely and certainly I'm sure I'm going to get it out.
And to get the car out, he has a plan.
The best way for me to get this one out is for me to get my lorry facing that direction and then I winch it from back.
Turning his flatbed lorry around and positioning it in the winching sweet spot will allow Abang to exert maximum pulling power.
Okay.
But before he starts winching, he must also minimize the danger of working on a busy road.
The key thing in this job is how safe you can put yourself without causing any injury to yourself and to other road users. You could end up causing somebody's life here or your own life. It's at stake, so we have to put the safety measures in place before we start doing the recovery operation.
Scene safely coned off, Abang can begin.
It's not going to be easy. So I have to reach the vehicle first thing to get the winch hooked up.
And that means getting down in the ditch with the dangerously unstable 1.5-ton car that could slip at any moment.
There's nowhere you want to be on a Wednesday morning.
Abang plans to winch the ditched vehicle out.
This is one of those jobs which is a 50-50 chance if you're getting it out or you're not.
To stand more than an even chance of dragging it clear of the dense undergrowth,
Finding a good hook. I just have to winch it somewhere solid from the chassis.
Abang must first find the best place to hook his chains onto the damaged Beamer's chassis.
Just have to walk it underneath the rear suspension.
Hook attached, he's still not convinced this rescue will go smoothly.
These are the jobs. They never come easy. You really have to be on top of it. Just wondering how this driver got out of this, to be honest. He's really pretty lucky.
But to recover the vehicle, Abang won't be relying on luck. He's got the awesome power of his 12-ton Renault Midland flatbed. With a 24-metre-long winch cable, capable of pulling 3.5-ton dead weights out from even the trickiest spots. And to help it do just that, he also has an invaluable, if low-tech, accessory.
So I just have a piece of wood there to stop the graining so it doesn't hit the metal up.
Using a block of wood to prevent the steel winch cable from chafing against his lorry, Abang can start the winch, but only from a safe position.
I have to stay away from the winch, so if it snaps, it doesn't get big. So I have to keep it safe from there.
Within seconds of starting the pull, there's a problem.
Okay, just lost the block there to get it back.
His trusty wooden block has fallen off the flatbed.
Got my piece of wood there. It's going to be moving from time to time, depending on the displacement of the vehicle. So, okay, see how it goes now.
As the 1.5-ton vehicle begins scything through the undergrowth, it's a promising start.
Oh, it looks all right. It's coming gradually.
But then, it suddenly stops.
Doesn't want to come out.
The car has snagged on the rocky edge of the ditch, and with the scene still a hazard to other road users and himself, Abang must quickly find another way to save the day. Coming up, to tease the battered beamer out of its ditch.
And I got the air snatch block, which acts as a pulley.
A bang uses his animal charm.
It twists itself just like a snake.
In Uttoxeter,
But we have to make sure that the brakes don't come on whilst we're towing it.
Jay's trying to avoid a towing tragedy.
Because obviously they get hot, catch fire, and that's not what we want.
And at Wokingham's creaking crater,
While we got a hold of her, she's still over the hole.
Mary has that sinking feeling.
Whoa! Me, give me patience.
In Wokingham, recovery op Mary is bravely perched on the precipice of a crumbling sinkhole that swallowed a 15-ton water tanker.
Is that going to foul on that? 2 bolts it's got on it.
3.
That's it, that'll do.
Even though the road could collapse at any moment, she and incident manager Sean are risking it all to rig the tanker.
Should be right.
Yeah. Everything we did had to be careful, gentle, don't bang or bump anything.
Mary finally makes it out unscathed,
Nice.
and with her chains attached to a strop.
Will it go up through that arm? Or not bothering?
Sean connects the rigging to the wrecker's winch cables.
So far, so good.
And finally, 4 hours after she arrived on scene,
She's coming up out the hole.
Mary engages her winch and starts raising the tanker, whose rear wheels gradually reveal the scale of their precarious pit.
Oh, is she a big hole?
But the lift is the easiest part of this difficult recovery.
We've got Stuart on the front now and he's just taking the tension up on his cables. Once I'd got it in the air and got the lift, that's where Stuart's vehicle would come into play to be able to pull it that further bit, whilst I still kept it airborne and off the tarmac.
With the rear of the tanker suspended above ground by Mary's wrecker,
Don't pull, Stu! No pull!
Stu's truck must pull it up the road, so she can then lower it onto solid ground.
Bring her in a bit, get your tension! Bit more! Bit more! Little bit more, whoa! Hold fire! As the vehicle moved forward, I just carried on booming out and winching out to keep the back of the truck off the ground.
With Stu pulling, Mary lifting, and Sean ready to ride the tanker's foot brake by hand, it's a delicate 3-person operation.
I'm literally just feathering it out. Take us, Stu! Whoa!
If the casualty tanker breaks the fragile ground surrounding the sinkhole, it could give way, swallowing it and Mary's wrecker.
It might be a situation where we're actually going to have to let the casualty vehicle go and move the recovery trucks out the way to save them.
After inching the casualty vehicle a few feet forwards, Sean's confident they've reached solid ground and leaves his post on the tanker's foot brake. But Mary is not happy.
This ain't working.
Because although the tanker is edging away from the sinkhole, it keeps rolling back toward the crater.
Can you hold on that foot brake for us, just so she doesn't keep rocking?
It's rolling back, isn't she?
Huh? She's rolling back towards me.
Right, you should be on the wing.
She is, but she's rocking.
Go have a look. You're miles past it.
Let's just get clear of the hole. Let's go another couple of foot.
Unlike Sean, Mary believes the ground the tanker's now standing on could give way at any moment.
She's not clear. No, while we got a hold of her, she's still over the hole. Fuck me, give me fucking patience. Asked Sean to cover the brakes. Didn't want any more friction on the tarmac than was necessary. Yeah, we had a little bit of a difference of opinion.
And after some gentle persuasion,
Jesus, bloody wet.
Sean goes back on foot brake duty.
Sean and I are great friends, but we've probably got quite differing methods and ways.
And with all 3 ops now working in tandem,
Ride the brake! Feather the brake! Put her up, Stu!
the tanker's rear end
Let's go another couple of foot.
is finally far enough away from the sinkhole for Mary to lower it down.
That went all right. We still got Stuart's truck still hooked to the front of it in case it decided to start falling backwards.
Now she needs to work quickly to get her chains unhooked.
Just de-rigging it now.
Because even though it's intact, she still doesn't trust the ground beneath her.
We ain't out the danger yet because where I'm stood is hollow. Probably shouldn't have my fat ass sat on it.
The best way to prevent it from opening up a new sinkhole is to move the tanker.
I'm gonna get her all clear of this hole.
With the road reopened and the sinkhole cordoned off,
Job's a good one.
after almost 6.5 hours on scene,
Oh yeah. End of the day and it gets a lot higher, this truck, for some reason, or it feels like it.
Mary can finally get back on the road.
I'm so hungry now, I'm starting to think about what's for dinner, but that's kind of gone out the window because guess what, we've got another job to go and do. And no rest for the wicked, let's go and get it. So, all haste to the next one.
In Leicestershire, Recovery Opera Bang is attempting to recover a BMW that's careered off a main road and into a ditch.
They just told us it's on the side, but it's actually on its roof.
Coping with a live traffic situation in which his own safety is in jeopardy, he's managed to winch it halfway out.
Doesn't want to come out.
But the casualty car is now stuck on the rocky edge of the ditch, so he's made a decision.
What I need to do now, I'm going to flip it over, and then I get it on the bed. So at least I have access to the vehicle now. I can know what to do, actually play my cards right to get it out.
To flip the BMW over, Abang first moves his lorry into position, resets his safety cones, and then begins to rig 2 of the car's wheels with strops.
So I have to do it on those side wheels because I want it to be back on its wheels.
It might look like an uncomplicated task, but Abang's method is based on science.
This is physics now. You have to know where you're going to pull your winch and where you're going to hook them up so you get it at the right angle where you want it to be.
Working in the dense brush, on a car that could slip and fall on him at any moment,
One of the tougher ones, those challenges.
Abang manages to get the strops on.
So just you take your time and do it right.
His calculation also means placing his cable at a particular angle.
I have to line up the winch cable.
And to get it there, he'll run it through a pivoting snatch block attached to a hook halfway down his flatbed.
I got here a snatch block, which acts as a pulley, as a rotator here in the middle. Makes it easy for me. I can winch it from any angle with that. It twists itself just like a snake.
Chains attached to his snaking cable. It's time for the lift.
Flipping it over. I got it going now. It's going steadily. Chopped on.
It's taken over an hour to get the car out of the ditch and onto its wheels. But Abang can't clear the scene until the vehicle's safely strapped to his wrecker.
So the best way for me to recover it is for me to spin around and get it from the front.
To get the wreck up, he must reposition his lorry again, lower his bed, and overcome another major problem.
We haven't got keys to steer it, but I'm going to manage to steer it to get it on.
He can't get into the car to steer it, so he's come up with an ingenious way of pulling it in the right direction.
I need it at this direction, so I'm going to get the snatch block on the right side.
But even for Abang, recovery is not an exact science, and when his winch doesn't quite deliver,
I'm just trying to get it now, alignment with the bed, because this side wheel is already out.
He repositions his snatch block, which gets the car back on course.
Swerving it around. Okay.
Until finally, it's brute force and a crowbar that solve his problem. And get the car travelling straight onto his bed. But before he can take it away, he has to make sure it can't slide off.
I'm just strapping the wheels now to put it safe on top of the bed before I start driving off. Quite happy with that.
And with the car safely strapped onto his lorry, once he's packed away his cones,
I think we're ready to roll.
he can finally reflect on another job well done.
This is going to give me that job satisfaction, which I always want. At least every day I got my job satisfaction, a tough one, but I managed to get it on. Now I'm taking it out for storage, and then I'm heading out for the next job.
In Staffordshire, recovery op Jay has been dispatched to a broken down skip lorry.
We're on his way to a customer's vehicle that's suffered from a centre bearing failure on the prop shaft. Obviously it rotates and the bearing's packed up on this one, so it's not safe to travel any further. So we've got to pick it back up and take it to designated repair shop for them.
Jay needs to get a shift on, as the stranded vehicle towing a trailer full of skips is blocking one of only 2 lanes on a main road.
But if we get there and if the prop shaft is hanging, we'll have to disconnect the prop shaft off altogether.
Luckily, he's used to coping with the pressure of shouts like these. Jay is new to Crouch, but this self-confessed petrol head not only has 9 years professional experience in the recovery game, roadside rescue courses through his veins.
My dad had small recovery trucks, so I used to go out with my dad and granddad doing recoveries from a little kid. I used to get picked up from nursery in recovery trucks sometimes, so ever since as far back as I can remember, I've been out on the road. I think it's second nature to me, kind of in my blood. That looks promising. He's dropped his trailers, another truck here, look. They must be needing to get the skips somewhere on site.
The customer has sent another driver to tow the trailer away, so Jay's job is to recover the broken down unit.
How do, bud? Yeah, you?
It's not as heavy a job as he was expecting, but the time of day and location make it dangerous.
It's rush hour, so there is quite a bit of traffic.
So he can't afford to be complacent.
You need to be very vigilant of traffic coming, especially when you're working on the offside of the vehicle.
Ever watchful of the passing traffic, Jay hatches a plan for the recovery.
We've got to do a pre-lift on the vehicle now. The vehicle's too low to be able to put our forks underneath it that we attach to the front axle that we tow off. So what we have to do is we'll do a pre-lift, we'll lift it up, we'll put some stands under the wheels, lower it back down onto that, and then we can put his forks on, give us a bit more clearance underneath while we're chaining it on and making it secure. Lifting
the unit should be a walk in the park for the newest arrival to the Crouch fleet. The 22-ton MAN TGX 640 heavy wrecker boasts 2 winches and an underlift towing arm that can pull almost 70 tons. Unit pre-lifted and resting on coach stands, Jay must now ready the boom for rigging.
I'm just attaching pedestals on so I can put my forks in these to then be able to attach it to the front axle, which is what we tow it off.
Forks fitted, he extends the boom so he can secure it to the unit's front axle with chains. And that means going roadside.
Traffic coming past. Obviously everybody's in a rush nowadays. They're trying to squeeze past you and it's not safe to do so sometimes.
Jay is now incredibly vulnerable. If another road user has a lapse of concentration, The consequences could be catastrophic, but he bravely focuses on the job in hand.
It's all chained on, so now we're just going to pump some air into it, because the brakes are air operated on HGV, so we have to supply air feed from our towing vehicle to the casualty vehicle to make sure that the brakes don't come on whilst we're towing it, because obviously they get hot, catch fire, and that's not what we want. Every vehicle you go to, test points for a different place, so it's just a case of just fathoming out how that particular manufacturer's set it up for us to plumb his air into it.
The last thing Jay wants is the unit going up in flames. So until he discovers where to connect his air feed, he's going nowhere.
If there's no air, the brakes stop on whilst we're towing it.
Coming up, to complete his roadside rescue.
A bit of a single track country lane by the looks of it.
Quite tight.
Jay must thread his wrecker through narrow rural lanes.
It's just making it a bit awkward.
In Staffordshire, Jay is trying to move a tractor unit with a failed prop shaft bearing that's blocking one of 2 lanes on a main road.
We're trying to squeeze past you and it's not safe to do so sometimes.
Despite the danger posed by the traffic, he's secured his boom onto the casualty vehicle's front axle with chains. But his job's not done.
We have to supply air feed from our towing vehicle to the casualty vehicle to make sure that the brakes don't come on whilst we're towing it, because obviously they get hot, catch fire, and that's not what we want.
To prevent the unit's brakes from spontaneously combusting in transit, Jay plumbs in his air feed, but he can't leave just yet.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to disconnect the drive, ready for towing. So what we'll do is we'll whip the cap off, we'll pull a half shaft out, and that disconnects the drive then. Just otherwise, if you don't, the gearbox can get dry bearings in it, and we don't want to do any damage to the customer's vehicle.
To get to the half shaft, Jay must first remove the bolts from its cap, pull it out, and stow it safely on the unit.
On this particular model, the shaft is separate from the cap, so you can refit the cap, and then all that does is keeps obviously all the oil inside, so you don't end up with oil everywhere, but also keeps all the dust, rubbish, crap getting inside there and potentially causing any further damage to any bearings that you've got inside.
But as he replaces the half-shaft cap bolts,
I tend to put them all back on so I can't be accused of losing any.
he hits a slippery problem.
Behind the nuts on these, they have little collets, look. And when you put some bolts in there to draw this out, as you draw them out, the collets have fell off in the messy old oil. Them taper bits there, look, they're called collets, because that centralises this cap when you tighten it, because it's tapered. When you tighten them up and they're tapered, it centralises it, so it's running true. So you've got the catch tray underneath to catch the oil, the collets fall off and land in your oil tray, so.
Collets cleaned and refitted.
I'm just going to release the handbrake on the vehicle and just pull it in and get it into a position where it's all right to be towed.
Jay shortens his underlift and raises the casualty unit to a height he hopes will deliver a damage-free tow.
Obviously, as we pick the front up, the back goes lower. So you've got to be careful that you don't ground out on the back, or the fact that you run too low that when you come to, say if you pull into people's yards and it goes up, as you go up, the rigid doesn't, so you can end up damaging their bumper on your underlift. You've just got to be quite cautious of setting your ride heights right, or when you get in somewhere tight, make sure that you're not going to do any damage to the vehicle, or your own in that case.
To make sure he's raised the unit enough, he must first check how much clearance it has at the rear.
Right, we'll just check his ride height on it on the back end of that now. We're just making sure that the hitch and the rear underrun bumper is not going to be dragging into the floor as we're towing it. And that should do us. Yeah, happy with that. We're now going to have a run down to Coventry and drop it back off for some repair work.
As long as he's driving, there's nothing Jay likes more than being sent to Coventry.
Yeah, still like driving. Since I've passed my test, I've just enjoyed driving cars, trucks, bikes. I've been into my bikes as well, so it's a bit sad, I know, but you still get the buzz out of driving. From even when I passed my test, I still feel as passionate about doing it now as when I first passed.
He might relish riding the roads, but he can't afford to relax. because towing another vehicle can be dangerous.
Well, obviously, safety's priority. You just got to be mindful of the length of it. People not understanding that it is on tow because it might be a case of coming to a tight junction or something like that. You try to get out and they, for example, flash you out thinking you're all coming out and they don't realise that the vehicle behind you is coming out with you as well. The vehicle we're towing at the minute is roughly about the same length as the recovery vehicle we've got. But yeah, when we doing Arctics, picking up a tractor unit and trailer, then yeah, obviously you've got 40, 45 foot of trailer plus probably 15 foot of tractor unit and then the length of the recovery vehicle as well, so it can be quite long. So you just need to be a bit mindful of other road users.
As he nears his drop-off, it's not his length that's worrying Jay.
A bit of a single track country lane by the looks of it, quite tight.
It's his girth.
Just making it a bit awkward.
Skillfully navigating the narrow road, Jay's homing in on his destination.
This is when you down bit of lanes like this because you don't want to make a wrong turning.
As the drop-off comes into view, he knows he'll soon have the satisfaction of another job well done.
When you've done a job that is quite tricky, a bit challenging, that it's quite satisfying to know that you've done that. Customer's happy, driver's happy, you're happy. Damage-free recovery, which is the aim at the end of the day.
Next time,
Keep going!
a giant lorry gives Michael a massive problem.
You need to back right up, out the way. I've got 150 tonnes, I cannot stop. Move your car!
You slow down, you stupid.
And a rural rescue in Leicestershire leaves Lee in a live lane of traffic.
When they're inside that car, they're inside their own little world and it's only them that matter.